What's going on, fellas? It's Steeler here, back again with yet another video. How's everyone doing today? I'm not going to talk like that the whole video. I'm sorry, I won't do that again. But anyways, follow me at Dealer_Gaming on Twitter for all the latest fuckery, and I do mean all the latest fuckery. And also follow me on Xbox Live at II space Dealer space II. It's obviously much easier to get a hold of me on either of those platforms, and I try to get back to every single person that messages me there. And on to today's subject: AMD Ryzen CPU technology inside of X1 Scorpio and potential price leaks, as well as Xbox One breaking its own records of last year. January 2016 records have been crushed by January 2017 sales, and according to this information, Xbox One sales are up year over year in January. 21%, and Xbox One S has done a great job of revitalizing the market when it comes to Microsoft branded consoles. This is awesome, and I really do think Scorpio will do the same exact thing later this year, just because of its power disparity. And people say, well, I want this console to fail, I want it to flop, and I want to sound like a fucking dumbass in your comments. Well, I'm sorry, it won't fail, it won't flop, but you will sound pretty stupid, because competition is great. No matter what you're a fan of. I'm a Microsoft dude, but I do not want Sony to fail. Think about that. Microsoft nor Sony would be who they are today without each other. They are the yin and the yang, the heads and the tails. They're on the same coin, just opposite sides. You got to understand that. So one's policies affect the other, and vice versa. It's good. Competition is great. And it hurts nobody. It's good for the consumer. That's what some people have to realize. So I don't want Sony to go under. I don't want Nintendo to go under. Unfortunately, I'm not sure where Nintendo is going from here. But, regardless of their policies, competition is good. And Scorpio is looking to be a great addition to the Xbox One family later this year. Now, people say, why would you get a Scorpio? Well, I would say that it's the same reason you most likely bought a PS4. PSN surveys, as well as third-party surveys, have already told us the number one reason to acquire a PS4 was power and resolution. And many of you have noted before, hey, all multi-plats might run better, with the rare exception, most do on PlayStation 4, and that's an absolute fact, and why damage control it? It's just the truth, and that's one advantage that Scorpio will have later this year, hopefully, provided Microsoft play their cards right, they do this right, they get their messaging right, and the console performs, which I really do think it will, especially considering that it will most likely be using a Vega chipset. Now, on to Ryzen inside of Scorpio. You guys know, I'm not sure if Ryzen's going to make its way inside of Scorpio yet. I'm not one of those that think you need a Ryzen CPU to do 4K 60 gaming in a console, because you don't. I know people that are using architecture from AMD that's literally 8 or 9 years old, and they're doing 4K 60 in a game. So, is it ideal? No. But is it doable, especially with some optimizations and maybe some semi-custom parts from AMD? Yes, it's more than possible. I don't think they're going to be using the same Jaguar core, because they've already got that ramped to the max on Pro at 2.1 gigahertz. Those cores do not go much higher without ridiculous diminishing returns and ridiculously high core temps. It's not practical, and Pro is already hitting some bottlenecks. The bottlenecks aren't as prevalent as what a lot of people like to say they are, but it's definitely pushing that Jaguar to the max. So I think Microsoft will go somewhere else in regards to their CPU, and Ryzen is a possibility. Now, when it comes to these CPU price leaks, Microsoft has already confirmed an 8-core, 8-thread, meaning no virtual cores, CPU for Scorpio. Now, we don't know exactly what that means, because there's definitely more than one of those, and Ryzen does have an 8-core, 8-thread model pricing for around $200. Now, I know Microsoft and Sony don't pay anywhere near what the consumer pay, but it is not a 50% reduction in price. You guys can look into this. It's nowhere near what some people lead you to believe it is, 70% off and all this crazy shit. Is it doable? Sure. I think Microsoft could somehow fit that 8-core, 8-thread in there, and it would be very good for the consumer. It would crush CPUs in the X1 and PS4 easily. But is it the case? Not sure. We will have to see. Of course, I am a massive fan of the console, the brand. There's a reason I do this, and it's because I'm a fan. I wanted to have a 20-core fucking monster in this thing, but ultimately, we're going to have to wait and see. 8-core, 8-thread. It is doable, and if it is the case, it's only better for Xbox Scorpio and all of its customers. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. What CPU do you guys think it will be in there? And what GPU? Throw that in there as well. I'm Dealer. Like, comment, subscribe if you're into this kind of shit. I'm out, fellas.